accent are you using?
I'm not sure
She doesn't know.
Wow. Go to the phone. Siri doesn't know. Wow.
Everyone pretty much agrees Siri is the worst virtual assistant that they make, so.
Well, they named her badly, so I can't say the name. So I had to train mine to understand
She
me.
wasn't listening. Hi, I'm Alyssa.
I'm Julie.
And this is Stitching at the Cabin.
And that's Taka.
I'm surprised you said your name and not my name,
I
because
know.
I couldn't remember your name in that moment. Like, I hope she gets it.
I just say names. Today is October something.
28th, which is a Wednesday.
But
But earlier on the phone, I said, have a great weekend. So.
Yeah, to an employee. Don't say that, because we'd be like, well, Alyssa told me I could have the rest of the week off.
3 days off. 2 days off. Okay, can we calm down?
He likes you.
No, he was falling and I didn't help.
I don't know why
Sorry.
he's not laying down up there.
We're gonna make him lay down up there now.
I don't have COVID.
He's more dense
just
than
coughing.
Lily is. He's heavier too, I'm pretty sure.
He's opinionated. I suspect he's thirsty. Oh, I've been meaning to show people something. Entertain the people.
Okay.
This is the perfect time.
Entertaining the people.
Oh,
The people. The people. You like my rings? Shh, Mom. I know I'm adjusting them, okay? But they were good all day. Aren't they so pretty? But look at my nails. Way grown out. Way grown out. To those who get acrylic nails, I'm sure you know the pain of taking them off. I usually do like the floss under the edge and then you pull, which makes her freak out.
I need you for this.
And
Good boy.
I can go to the place and have them take it off, but I don't know how they're going to do it, and so I just have it. And so it's like, you know, a good decent amount of space.
Jammies, I really don't match. Okay,
These aren't jammies, but they look like jammies.
I've been meaning to show you this.
Yeah, for like weeks.
Do you know they sell this
Months.
on Amazon now?
No.
And it's way cheaper than when I bought it.
That makes sense.
This
He's
is-
like, please give me water.
This is a Hydra Dog. Here, come up here. I will let you demonstrate. If you have a dog, this is crazy handy.
On TV
You
moment.
push this
Oh,
button.
God.
The water comes out of the little hole.
Dude, do you have stage fright? There you go. Drink it. Look right here. Look, there's water.
I guess he's not thirsty. Usually when he's acting like this, he's thirsty. Oh.
What is he doing with his tongue?
I don't
he
know.
stuck it out and he went.
But you didn't quite reach the water. Do you want some? No. Okay. Well, now this is full of water. You push the button until... What? Now you want water? There we go. Now he wants water. See, he can drink water out of it.
I so wish you could see what he was doing with his tongue. He just had it limp out of his mouth.
But it wasn't touching the water. He's just like, water, come to me. See, now he's drinking. You happy?
No, he's choking.
You want one? The button controls all. You push the button. There's one little hole in here. You push the button. The water goes out into this little spoon bowl function. Can you see the little hole? And then you just tilt it back and the water goes in the hole and then you can set this down. And it's crazy handy because, do you want more? Because, no, you just want me to play with it. Because he is small. The bed is huge compared to him, very high. He can't get on and off the bed. So he wakes me up sometimes multiple times during the night. In the summer, he gets thirsty. And he's like, I'm going to run around on the bed and pretend to jump off.
He's a puppy. And when he is thirsty, he is a puppy. He plays and he pounces and he runs around and he's just like, I'm full of life.
Yeah, but he won't leave you alone until you give him water. And he won't drink water himself. Like, you have to give it in some sort of container. Mm-hmm. So I bought that thing so that it sits on my nightstand. I can just wake up, grab it, feed him, tilt, put back. It has saved me so much sleeplessness. It used to be called Hydra Dog, D-A-W-G. But I think on Amazon it's a similar name, but it's not exactly that. It's like Hydro Dog or something. But it's like, on Amazon I want to say it's like $14. I've been meaning to show you that for like months.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about other stuff and so.
It just, that's
There
the way
you
that
go.
works. Okay, well go ahead and do your stitching stuff first.
No.
Because...
No.
Oh!
He just wanted to come to me. Try back there. See if that's comfy now.
Lay down. Lay down.
If not,
Lay
he
down.
can lay on me. But
I'm sorry, I forgot about our new segment. We need to give it a name.
I know, I was thinking that because I just have viewer of week.
I was going to say Wheeler Whips. Viewer whips.
Viewer whip of the week.
Viewer
That's
very
Audrey.
vivacious.
Stitchy Witch Fully 2 is talking to me. She's trying to show off because she's doing with Afghan. I see you.
Vintage, variegated.
It has to be something I can say. Whip of the week.
Just seems so.
Not my whip of the week.
Guarantee someone else uses that. But okay, anyways.
I'm just saying viewer whip of the week.
Well, here you go. Vote for what we should call the segment. But if you haven't joined us before in the last episode, you don't know what we're talking about. So, let me set the scene.
The subscriber count has already dropped, I can tell.
Every episode, you have the chance to send us what you're working on.
Via email, StitchingAtTheCabin at
listen.
gmail.com.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
The information is in the description below. You send us a picture of what you're working on. You send us a picture or you tell us what the thing should be, finished,
Or a link,
whatever.
just so we can get a picture of it.
And give us any additional information you want to give us that we will share with the peoples.
Like stitch count, fabric. Tell us if we can use your name. Tell us how much of your name we can use.
If you have an Instagram, if you have a FlossTube, we're totally fine with promotion on our page. Whatever. Do you.
Every week I'll spin the wheel, not on camera, but I'll spin the wheel and you can see. That way, people that submitted previously but didn't get chosen, you're still on the wheel.
You will carry over until we tell you we've messed something up horribly and now you need to resubmit.
Or if you don't like this segment and you don't submit anything,
we have at least a few to draw from. We have a few weeks set up, so that's great. But please send us your whips, no matter how big, small, and especially we're looking for stuff. I mean, stuff like what we do too is fine. But we are really interested in projects that aren't like anything that we work on because we have some viewers that might be interested in some other stuff that they don't get to see here unless you submit it. And then if you have a FlossTube or Instagram or whatever, now those people can go look at your stuff, which...
But I really like the stuff that we stitch too because it enables me.
Yeah.
Like the winner this week, I would so stitch that if that was not a 20-year project.
So
I actually really enjoyed all the submissions.
It was fun. It was just fun that they came in. It was like, people found our email and they did it.
Flagged in my email, and most of them I would stitch. So
are you going to announce who won? I'm going to say win because that's fun. Who won this week's Whip Wednesday?
Whip Wednesday!
We have to film every Wednesday.
There you go, Whip Wednesday. And we may end up adding a couple of people. We haven't figured it out yet. Right now we're doing one whip, but if we get like a lot of submissions, we might end up doing a couple.
But I currently wanted to make sure we had like a whole month set, so like we're definitely just like doing one.
One right now. But anyway, the winner this week. Drum roll. Esther.
Whoop.
Esther is stitching a Thomas Kinkade. I could not be like
a
talk show host or anything. A Thomas Kinkade. Mm-hmm. She admits it's a 20-year project, and looking at it, I 1,000% agree. And if you can do that in 20 years, I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
Yes. Keto was my 20-year project.
Hey, lay down.
It's on 32 count easy grid. It's 1/1 full cross. She does have an Instagram, which Alyssa will put on here because I am not entirely certain that I'm going to say this correctly.
And all of the information is going to be found in the description below in the topper part, so it's easy to find.
It is SC Cross Stitch. Maybe.
But don't try to spell it on your own
because you
won't get it right.
But anyway, that is a beautiful, beautiful project. And so thank you for everybody that submitted. You were all on my wheel, and you do not need to resubmit the same thing, but if you want to submit something else again...
Unlimited submissions.
It's fine. Yeah, you're going to have to do something because I can't show them keto with him standing
Go ahead and show them keto.
Okay.
I'm sorry!
He's alive. I did tighten my roller frame a little bit today, but here is keto. And yes, I know it's taking me a long time, but it's because I'm going 4 squares to get to the end of the page. So in the past, I do 2 or 3, and so it goes much quicker down the page. But now that I'm going across, it's a little bit time consuming. But you can see, background, still haven't hit her head on this downward section, but I'm close. I would say probably tomorrow or the next day, I'll hit the side of her head with it. In a gentle way. We're not violent here. But, yeah. There she is, keto. Alyssa was supposed to show the full finished, like what it's supposed to look like a week or two ago and she didn't. So hopefully she'll see this and do that with the editing. But if not, I do apologize. She is Heaven and Earth Designs. It's Keto by Annie Stagg. This is 25 count 2/1 on Easy Grid. Yes, 25 2/1. You heard that correctly. My phone is ringing. I can feel it on my watch. It is my husband who knows we're filming. Pause, please. This is Keto. I tightened the thing so it's a little less funky. Did it this morning because it was going wonga. It turned out one of the washer thingies was loose. And I was like, oh, that explains it. So I tightened it. Keto. She's eating a cupcake and she's going to get it on everything. Did you happen to bring a napkin? Because the problem is the outside.
The sprinkles.
Yes.
The sprinkles are very liquid.
See that side.
Because they don't look liquid. No. But they are.
Oh, you know what? I do have a paper towel up here if needed.
No,
Was he
fine.
okay taking taco?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Here's my Chatelaine. Hilarious. I don't know much about what it's on.
Did you finish this part over here?
Keep your stainy cupcake away from my almost 2-year project. That I can't wash because of the silks.
It's fine, it's white frosting.
Okay, so I was working up here, and it's shockingly time consuming.
Every time she worked on it, she's like, I swear, there's just so much more here than you think there is.
Yeah, it just looks like one little corner. Like, that'll take me 3 days. No, it won't. It's all very, intensive, despite how it looks. You're all looking at me like, yeah, whatever. So I finished, I think I finished the blue, and then I finished the black. Then I was doing the little things. I'm trying to be a little more chaotic in my stitching over here because these ended up being lines. Well, that one didn't, but these two ended up being lines. Then I also did the gold. I don't know what else I did. This is one hole too high. I'll take that out and put it back, but it wouldn't be me.
Hole too high? That whole bucket?
No, just those little floofies.
Nubbles.
Yeah, because you can see they don't touch. They're supposed to be sitting in the bucket. They're not sitting in the bucket. You should take a picture of this.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm a little concerned that I won't finish the Chatelaine next year because these corners are a little intensive and there's 4 of them.
Plus you have everything else to do, too.
Plus all the in-between, all the out... Pointing at you. I'm showing you, you're just
Don't point at me.
You're just eating away. I have to do all 4 of those. The one box that's missing, which I believe is over here, and then the whole outside border, and then all the beading except for the very center. Yeah. So.
Teach me to do even more jobs and then you'll have the time to do it.
I have been teaching Alyssa more. You saw the whole sales tax frustration last week.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week she learned to do the credit cards.
Credit card fandangle. Why can nobody do their job?
And the invoices without the POs.
Yeah.
So utilities and
in theory I knew how to do, but
and stuff.
She has some very specific rules.
Yeah, like the spreadsheet. And
it has to be billed in the right month.
Yeah, the right period. Audrey, you feel me, right? You're the bookkeeper. You know what I'm saying. You can't put in the wrong period. It shows up on the wrong P&L, so you've got double rent instead. I'm sorry. We don't.
No
need to
one
talk
except for
about
Audrey cares.
Debits, credits. Ah!
Don't mind.
Okay, so I worked on this a little bit in the evening.
Did you spin that?
No, this is just when husband is actually doing something where I can stitch for a few minutes. So it's very little progress.
But everybody.
This is Jingle My Bells. Yes, I have it. Okay.
It's fine. It's just pink covers.
No. Looks like the woman dyeing her toddler's hair that you made me watch today.
I know.
Okay. Jingle My Bells. Bells stuff. My bells are jingling. Jingle, 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 jingle. I can't actually sing the song because I think that's a copyright issue.
I
Jingle,
don't know. You don't think it's generic enough?
Jingle. Apparently, Happy Birthday you can get in trouble
That's
with.
true.
So
That's true.
I finger jingle bells.
Ew.
I finger jingle.
No wonder his eyes look like that. Hold them up again. No wonder his eyes look like that. Brought to you by these Amazon cups.
Wait.
I'm using mine again.
Wait. Has the times
And
that you
the
should be
amounts
done.
of liquids.
Who's winning?
but-
Who's winning? You're winning.
But you beat me every other day. Every other day I walked down to like here and then Jacob yelled at me when I got home. I said, what if I refilled it? He's like, you didn't refill it. And I said, yeah, you're right. I didn't refill it.
Maybe. No.
There's nothing on my face, right?
No. It's
It's
good.
just normal.
Just normal face.
Okay.
I did some of the black. I did some of the blue. I may or may not have finished the green. I may or may not have done the red. Do you see the one that's not crossed?
One of these
So
days is
grumpy.
not like
I
the
did
other.
the one way, but I didn't go back and do the other way on one stitch.
Actually, I don't.
Try the G.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You should fix that.
I know, but I finished with the
Is it
red.
literally-
and
that's
it's
all the
literally
red?
That, except you do like 3 strands for the necklace thing. So I figured when I have the 3 stranded out, when I'm
That's
done
really
with that,
disappointing.
I'll pull out one and. It's not a project if I don't do something stupid. Like,
That's kind of the theme.
yeah. Wow.
That's what people like. They're like, what are they gonna do stupid today?
I think probably a lot of people do stuff and just don't admit it. Well, I feel obligated to tell you everything I do wrong.
Otherwise, we're lying.
Oh, no.
What's my other? Oh, I'm gonna show you
Oh,
mine.
no, it's right there.
Oh,
I got lost. I got lost for a minute.
got too lost. Okay, I worked on my Afghan because I brought it for the last video for the comparison, and then I put it in my car, and then I left it in my car, and then I accidentally brought my tree home, which is the thing that I had spun, and then I accidentally didn't bring it back here for the whole week, and here is usually where I work on it, and I didn't because it wasn't here. So then one day when we were really slow, I went and grabbed this from my car. And that's why I stitched something that I didn't spin. I really regret not showing you this before eating a cupcake, but it's fine.
Would you like me to
It
hold
looks
it?
cleanish.
You want me to hold it?
Nope.
It is so
I
pretty.
was stitching on it and she just kept saying it looks so pretty.
It does.
I hope you
It
can see
looks
that.
So
Oh, if I need to
pretty.
like
It's so
angle it a
pretty.
little.
We gotta figure out how to get you more zoomed so you can see things better.
That's just the
It's
struggles
not
of
a
life.
video camera, it's a snappy camera.
Yeah.
So
I worked on leaf and berries, and then it turned out it was really disappointing. I couldn't work on more of berries and leaf because I ran out of those flosses on my floss cards, and I didn't have the extra floss here because there's a lot of extra floss for this project. There's like 20 something skeins of like the green, and I can't fit all of it in my bag, so it's in a bag at home. And so since I was working on it here, I couldn't stitch the things I really wanted to stitch.
you need to solution that. I have a tote bag, so I have all my extras, but my
I
key
need to
snap doesn't
find
fit in
my
it. So
extras. I think I know where they are, but like I'm not 1000% positive after the whole universe in a jar. Where are those floss pandangles?
that's a really pretty desktop-y picture you have.
Yeah, you like the picture of my I think
I
we
do.
discussed this before.
I don't know if we did it or not, but
I think so. I think we might have even discussed it on FlossTube. I think I put the picture of my background.
it's pretty. It's like a forest.
Foggy
A
forest.
misty, foggy forest.
It was fun working on it again. I really, 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 really enjoyed it a lot. And then until I got mad that I didn't have the floss that I really wanted. You know how you're like, you look at your project and you look at the pad and you're like, okay, you know what? That color feels like
finally
the
make a
perfect
decision.
color. And then you go to get it and it's like, oh, I don't have it. And it just kind of makes you, I think I gave up after that. I think I was like, well, I'm done stitching today.
I mean, I do have a whole master set of DMC. Like,
Yeah,
have it,
but, you know,
yeah, but
I
you
know
had
I
to
have
ask.
it.
You know, I'd be like, oh.
I know, that too. You're like, no, I only have 3 full sets. And
don't
some
have 3 full
miscellaneous.
I don't have 3 full sets. Don't
Whatever.
listen to her.
Okay, is this what you spun?
This is what I spun. Spun
Spud?
always sounds wrong. I spun
Spun.
it. It
Done
is.
spin did it.
It is Northern Expressions Needlework Shades of Plum. let me point out that I thought it was on Pattern Keeper. It is not.
Oh.
Fortunately, I had the pattern with me, but I also charged the thing. I brought it. I
I remember you doing that.
I settled down into my comfy recliner chair, and then I was like, it's not here. So then I had to pull out my highlighter. And
So is it an overdrive, or do you just have a...
no, you
or
bought
not?
it for me for Christmas. It's a hard copy. I don't even know if they make it in PDF.
Gotcha.
But, you know, at the time, in my head, it's like broke, so therefore,
Yeah.
or pandemic, so therefore it must be in Pattern Keeper.
Sorry.
Not so much.
Failed you.
Oh, I did use those magnetic thingies that are all the rage. The thing Audrey Stitchy Witch suggested.
Oh, you're bringing that up now?
Well, because I used it on these,
Oh, you did
and I
use
like
it.
it. Yeah,
It
I
worked?
used it. I used it on.
Wait,
on
I have
this
some to show you.
project. Wow, throw your temperature tree.
Wait, because I almost mentioned it for my Afghan that I want to put them on, but I have not done so yet. Please hold. Hang on. I swear they're in here. My moose is still in here. Mom let me borrow 2.
I thought she was gonna take 4.
No,
and
she
took
glared
2.
at me.
I
She's
wasn't-
like,
I wasn't
I pulled
even-
off one, and she's like,
I wasn't.
pulled off a second one. She's like,
I wasn't even in the room. I
you
tossed
were.
the whole thing
You
at
were in
you.
the office doorway.
I tossed the whole thing at you and I walked away and then I came back and you'd only gotten 2 and I said only 2. I thought you were gonna take 4.
Lies. Don't listen to her.
Wow.
Here's the little thingies.
Wow.
I can't attest to how good they are or not,
They're
especially for
great.
Afghan because I haven't done it yet. But they're little magnets.
They're really strong.
I know, and I feel like you shouldn't pull on these, but and then
Yeah,
you plop it and it holds your fabric right
I
here.
go between.
Whoop, and they're pretty stretchy. Like they're decently stretched.
Yeah, I used them on this project on the weekend and I do like them, but you're gonna need
Eight
more than
inch?
2. Because I
Yeah.
used 4
Well,
on this.
especially for Afghan.
That's what I'm saying. I used 4 on this. So
Okay.
for Afghan, you're gonna need. You know what
Yeah.
that would really come in handy for?
What?
Bookshelf.
I don't think anything can help bookshelf. there's nothing you
One
can
of
do
these
to
days,
make that
we'll
better.
work on Fairy Tale Bookshelf from Heaven and Earth, Amy Stewart. We are working on it together. Literally together. She works on one side, I work on the other, and but we both have to be here and just.
It's harder than you think. Like, not to work on it, but to find time to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's getting winter. I know it's just excuse after excuse, and you're like, whatever. But now it's getting darker in the afternoons, so by the time we go downstairs, it's going to be dark.
Excusey face.
Well, you're an excusey
I
face,
know.
too.
So here's Shades
As
of
long as
Plum.
you know.
That's what I worked on.
You don't have another extra watch band, do you?
I do, possibly.
Because the thing broke. It's kind of driving me insane. Because I have to have this Velcro thing to keep the thing from fleeing. Sorry.
Shades of Plum.
I had a cupcake.
Did you want to see it as well?
Yeah, and I want to take a picture of it.
Okay, you do that.
I love the fishy.
I love the colors. Yeah, but I do like the fishy.
The fishy
But
is
the
the
thing
same
with
colors.
those magnetic things is they're like needle minded shoes. So sometimes I put it on the fish sheet and sometimes I put it on the magnetic thingy.
Bam! Double whammy.
In case you didn't see the before and after, I finished the little thingy and I did pretty much everything there and I finished that and came down and.
Remind me again.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see it. Oh yeah, okay. Is it? Oh yeah. Is it 2 different flosses? One that is a solid purple and then one that is variegated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your variegation on here looks really good.
They just blend right into each other. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. And I had to order more, I told you, because I didn't calculate correctly because I didn't realize it was 40 count 1
Right, yeah.
over
So you
1.
gotta order.
And you can see the new one.
dye
It's a-
lot.
Yeah, it's a dye lot issue for this one too.
So just
Hard to
switch
tell.
them in, put them
But I
one
figured
from one from the other.
it's not really gonna
Yeah.
matter.
Pandemic is all variegated, yeah?
Pandemic is anything you want it to be. It's not a set.
I kind of
Anything.
think it would be cool to do this with Pandemic. A solid color and a variegated
I
color.
would recommend the dinky dyes. I'm not
Okay.
saying these colors.
Yeah.
But I'm saying find a dinky. I think you have to go to a store, but find a dinky dye that's because it's such a subtle variegation.
Yeah.
It's not like Baroque where I'm really having to be careful what
Yeah.
I put next to each other. This is really subtle.
That's why I
Everything
was
blends
asking,
together.
because this looks like, not that your other one
No, but I
doesn't look
understand.
as smooth, but this one is super duper smooth, and so I was curious if it was even variegated
Yeah.
or if it was charted.
No, I don't think this one's variegated. We had this discussion before.
Yeah.
And I've tried it both ways, and I can't see a difference. I don't think this
If you
is
can't see a
variegated.
difference, it's not variegated. It's fine. Counted as not.
But I think you need to put like go to a store and then put the two
For
together
sure.
and find something that just it's a little bit darker but just naturally blends in.
For
and
sure.
then you can do that. Because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, I wish I had done Baroque with more blendy colors. And
I'm really feeling pandemic. I'm like
Me too.
seriously feeling like if I was going to start a project, that's what I would start.
we need to start it before the end of this year because it's 2020 and you need to start
Yeah.
the pandemic in the year of the pandemic.
Well, you think it's going to be gone next year? I mean, technically it started in 2019, right? 'Cause, you know.
Yeah, but we didn't really think it was a thing till March of 2020. And I also want to ask anybody out there.
Hello.
Did you set a timer? Are we
Yeah.
okay?
I did. We're not
Um,
okay. It's about to go off.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
have fabric for the pandemic because
Yes.
when I asked before what color do you think, the overwhelming response was like a cream, an ivory or a cream. Does anybody know where I can find a slightly modeled... I can do it myself if I have to, but I would, if I don't have to, that would be great. A slightly modeled creamy ivory one that I can get quickly. So not Picture This Plus unless it's in stock at 123 Stitch or someplace else.
Right.
I looked at Heartland, but I think it's too dark. I am by it, but it's in my wish list just in case. But I'm thinking something more yellowy, little lighter, not yellow, but you know,
Yeah.
creamy ivory that goes well with the purples.
I really feel like I need to go to the store and find colors.
Me too, but unless we go to like Stitcher's Paradise
Yeah.
in Vegas, I
Right.
don't know where else we'd go because the
It's
one
just
by
so
us,
hard.
that needlepoint whatever, doesn't have. I mean, there is a selection, but not a huge one.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
Because online it's really hard to
yeah,
put things together and go, yep.
yeah. And we were supposed to go to Attic. That would have been good, but we can't go to the Attic
Alas.
because you know Stitchinanigans has moved to
This was the
April.
first year I really planned things like in advance. Like I'm not saying I'm spontaneous. I'm saying I don't normally do anything. And this year I had things planned in advance, and so it was just like the one year I planned and everything just kind of cancels. So,
Yeah, I hear ya.
anyways, it's not like we don't
I
all
feel
have
ya.
struggles.
Well, I'll struggle back some.
Oh no, the needle, it's gone.
Yours is probably more updated than mine, and I
Yes, it
do
is.
still need to desperately do my November branch because next week is November.
Yeah, I was stupid. Well, let's just flip it around first. Ready? And go. Now you'll notice there's blue. I got blue. That means it's almost winter because blue happened. Blue was 66 degrees.
Okay, I went from like
Oh, you haven't done those yet.
no,
so
I
it
haven't
could
done it
be-
yet.
well,
No,
you
but
did
I
that
know
one.
what mine are. Mine went from like 70s and 80s. No, 70s. It was in the 70s, and then it went to 38 was the high. It literally went from like 77 to 38 the next day.
Yeah, so you're gonna have like, isn't the pinks over here? Is pink coldest?
You know, I thought it was gonna be, but it's more of this gray-y blue.
Gotcha.
And
That's
then
gonna be a weird change.
then it went to like 40 something.
Mhm.
So I think that's gonna be a green of some sort.
Mhm.
And then was today 50? No, I
sucks
think it was
'cause-
two different 40s.
Today, I think the high was high 80s. Maybe it was the low 80s, but I thought it was the high 80s. And so it's going to be, blue. Light green is still a really cool color, and then it's going to go back to like red.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the 90s this week, which is probably 30-ish degrees Celsius.
That's the
I
story
guess.
of California. We get these little cold spells. We actually had the Santa Anas, but it was cold.
But it was cold Santa Ana's. And I did look that up. Santa Ana's is local to Southern California.
Yes.
Nobody else in
We
the world
discussed
knows
this.
what Santa
Yeah.
Ana is.
It's just a wind event. It's where the wind changes. We get wind from inland out to the ocean. And it's really fast wind.
Is it inland to the ocean or is it the
Yeah.
ocean inland?
Nope.
Oh, I
Inland
never
to the
remember.
ocean. And then we get lots of trucks flipping over. And
Yeah, that happened this week.
Mhm.
And fire.
What? What's that four-letter word you said? We'll touch on it after. Anyways, the stupid part of the temperature tree is that I started doing the November branch, and then when it's the side branches over here with the variegation, I try to stitch the whole branch across multiple times so that way the variegation isn't vertical. But I did the bottom side of the branch first, and now I'm filling in to go to the top, which I realized was stupid because had I done the top of the branch first, then had I not finished the branch by November 1st, I could at least start putting leaves on. Because the top of the branch should be done.
See, I can do my...
Yeah.
I can do a few.
See, so now I have to finish the branch before November 1st because of the way I did it. But alas, I like my variegation, so it'll work out.
You guys can't tell mine's variegated. I know because I watched these back, and
in
you
person,
can't tell.
I can tell.
But in person, you can see it.
Yeah. And it's nice because you can't tell. I assume you're doing it vertically.
Oh,
when you stitch.
I go all over the place. I go diagonally.
Okay, so you can't
all over
even,
the
like,
place.
it doesn't even really make a huge difference for you, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, this is really obvious.
Mine,
what
you
you've
really
been
have
doing.
to pay attention.
Mine, not so much.
I have to snag nab at some things, too. And I still haven't put in the gold for engagement and wedding. I'm sorry.
Fired.
Fired.
But not from editing.
To be clear.
So, the only haul I had, that's it for the whips. The only haul I had was the magnet thingies, and it was like 20 of them in a whole variety of colors.
From Amazon?
From Amazon. I didn't get the exact same one Audrey got, because the one I got was a little bit cheaper, but it seemed to be the same thing, so I got a slightly cheaper version, just slightly cheaper, but
yeah. I hear you.
it doesn't matter. Okay, we need to spin.
Oh, you know, it's a miracle you remember that, or that you just put it in or whatever.
Put it in after
because
all.
I have not once remembered that that's something we need to do.
I'm gonna go first, because mine's...
Okay, but you
Boop.
don't... No! Are you doing it? Oh, okay. I need to stop the
Boop,
film.
The thing.
That's
okay,
fine.
we'll do this real quick, and then you can stop it.
Oh, do you want...
You go. You go. You do the boop. You do the boop.
Okay, I can do the boop.
Boop.
What do you want?
I want a new start.
That's not on here.
Yes, it is. It's right there.
Oh, question mark. Okay. Boop. Come on, new start.
Plum. Well, we'll be working on plum again.
Whoop. I like the way it comes out. It's super pretty, so no complaints here. Okay, hang on. Sorry. You were so eager to go first.
Well, because I already had it up.
Boop. Oh.
Oh, what do you want?
We
We
a
have to
break.
edit that out. You should put new start on there.
I kind of should. I'm not quite ready for it yet. I need to, because if I spun it, then I'd be like, well, stores?
Stores?
Well, yeah, because I have to go to stores to get all this, like, the floss. Like, I'm not ready to actually do it. Nothing would actually happen. I think I want the Afghan. Again, the tree is kind of necessary, but I want the Afghan.
And you like universe, huh?
Yeah, I would be happy with you, but I think I want Afghan.
I boo-putted.
Don't you do it.
Ah! Mill Hill!
Spin it again.
She always makes me
I'm
do this.
sorry. I like the Mill Hills. I'm just not in the mood this time. Not this week. Okay.
Universe.
I can do with the universe, sure. I'm sorry, people, for not totally listening to the wheel, but you have said before, stitch what you want, okay? And there's a few things I want, and then there's some things I just don't want right now, okay? The hedgehog is close to being done, but...
In a...
Universe in a jar.
In a...
In a jar.
Okay.
So I'm going to name the episode In a.
Show splotch!
Oh, yeah, okay. Woo-ba-doo-ba. Here's another transition phase. Okay, here's something else newly added to the show. Last week, in case you missed it, back by popular demand, because
Y'all commented.
It is wow. It is shower splotch time. So if you are new,
my
Mom
shower
has a giant shower with marble that has all these.
I think it's granite
or granite. I always
We
say
don't know what
marble.
it is.
Whatever. Has all these white splotches in it, and apparently she talks to these white splotches in the shower.
to them. I just look at them and
So-
decide what they are.
So now she wants us to say what we see in her shower white splotches.
It's fascinating.
She says there's a billion of them,
They
so
aren't
we'll
all
never
white.
run out.
They're not all white.
Sorry.
Sometimes there's other colors where I see things.
Did you take a picture of your general shower?
No.
Okay. One day you'll see just what the shower looks like. But
No.
anyway, so this is the part of the show where you comment below what you see in the splotch.
And you can turn it any direction. Because I took this one the way it is in the shower, but it's not that way
Gravity-wise.
when I see it, and no one's going to see what I see this time.
And no one's going to see what I see.
I was shocked how many things y'all saw. I had
It was
so much
so
fun
cool.
reading the comments, and then I would go back and try to see, because I have it on my phone, so I'd go back and look, and I read your comment and look, and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it.
I saw some of y'all's. And I finally saw the parrot that she was talking about before. But anyways.
I showed it to my husband. He saw the same thing I did,
Whatever.
just in a slightly different angle.
both
I showed it
psycho
to
in the
Steve,
same
and I was
way.
like, Steve, you better see the same parrot. He was like, no, I see. I don't remember what he saw, but
Whatever.
it was interesting. Whatever
Okay,
it was.
ready? And splotch.
I make her tell me first, because I already know what I see, and I don't want to influence her.
Okay, I see a horsey.
Me too!
Yes! But what's this right here?
I don't know. A leg?
That's what I'm saying, like, maybe?
Why do I have a voicemail?
Oh, it took a long time for that to come through, though. But yeah, head,
Yeah.
top, and then foot,
Yes.
and then foot, and like
Yes.
belly.
Yes.
Yeah, I see the
That's
horsey.
exactly what I see.
That's
and it's
funny.
because that's how a horse looks when I draw it.
That's
that's why
not an anatomically correct.
That's why I was like, nobody's gonna see a horse because that's not what horses look like. But when I draw a horse, that's exactly what it looks like.
My first thought was actually kind of a weird T-Rexy thing, but like, what's this foot doing? I don't know. So then I was like, oh, it must be a wiener dog. And I look sideways. I'm like, oh no, sideways, that's a horse.
See, I think that's that thing under the stomach. I think that's a foot, and that's like the tail. So foot.
Okay, like
And then the
foot.
front feet sort of.
Kind of looks like a human's foot if they were riding the horse, but then there's just no rider in the horse. So
Yeah. Kim is just because Kim's a horse person. She's just like
everyone is just
What
like
is wrong with
every
people?
time we talk.
I'm
like, are we still in FlossTube? Did the video
totally
change?
thrilled that you saw the same thing.
That's so
I'm just
funny.
gonna send that one to you without.
Oh.
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just sending it.
So what'd you all
So
see?
excited you saw.
Comment what you saw.
My drawing
Wow.
skills.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll continue that until you stop commenting. As long as one person comments about the splotch, it's
We
continuing.
might just continue anyways because I enjoy us
It
just
is
doing
fun.
it. That is kind of fun.
Okay, I'm gonna do my other, then you do your other, because my other's really short. I have two very short others,
Whatever.
and you have two very short others,
Yep.
and then we're done.
Yeah. Super easy.
Okay. As I keep saying,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna update you on the file anymore.
No, we're not talking about fires. But that being said, there were two very close fires the last few days.
Fortunately,
So-
they were close, but
Yes.
the wind was blowing. Those Santa Ana winds.
Oh, I
But
guess
they
that
said-
was blowing this way,
They
though.
said it was
But it
no, it was
says
inland to the
blowing that way.
ocean. It was blowing southwest.
But it kind of went up like that way, one
No,
of
it
them.
was going down.
You sure?
Yeah,
But it like jumped the freeway that way.
yeah, but I said that to my husband. I'm like, but the wind's not blowing it that way. It's not allowed to go that way.
He's
The
like, the fire can still
He's like, the
move,
fire
it's
can
still
move
moving."
however
Okay.
it wants to. And I was
Gotcha.
like,
I heard that part of
okay.
the conversation.
Okay.
Anyway,
So-
sorry. Two fires. Because of the Santa Anas. even
On
though
the
it was
same
cold.
day.
On the
One
same
started in the morning, and
At
it's
6:30.
the fire that you guys know about, Sea Plague 7. That
Uh-huh.
was very traumatic.
The one that was in the
literally
front yard.
across the street. The one that started the other morning was on that same mountain, but way on the other side of it,
Miles and miles and miles. Same
Way.
mountain range, but miles.
and kind of that way, I think.
I don't
That
know
way.
how we're sitting. Sure.
But it would have come through kind of the same area, so I wasn't all that worried about that one. It's really far away. The wind was blowing the wrong way, and even if the wind shifted, I mean, it would be days before it got here, and it would have to go through a partially burned area, kind of.
yeah.
Not really worried.
Yeah.
But they shut down a couple of freeways because of that.
Right, which is always an inconvenience. Well, I say that like it's like, oh my god, it's such an inconvenience. But I just mean like that's why you also have to pay attention to fires. Is not just because if your structures are in danger, but also because if you need to like go to work
Or come home from work.
sometimes you need to like know if they're shutting down freeways.
Because they shut down the toll roady freeways, which puts everybody on Ortega or going around on the 91, which sucks. When they have shut down those previously, or if they shut down Ortega and everyone's on the toll roads, it's
Too many people
horrible.
live here. They need to go away.
It's because it's so much cheaper here than Orange County. Way cheaper. So everybody's moved out here where it's cheaper. You get a bigger house for less money.
But there's like 2 roads.
But
to
yeah,
leave.
there's 2 roads, and you can really have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. So then, later in the day, probably around noon, I see a thing on Nextdoor app that there's a fire at the exit for our house. And I'm like, that's not good. But again, it's blowing the other way. It's across
Yeah.
the freeway. Not really all that worried.
The house is here and the fires basically went like that.
Yeah.
Not to us. That way.
Anyway, so I texted my husband and I said, hey, there's this fire, and Alyssa's going to show you a picture of what I sent him because somebody had taken a picture on the Nextdoor app thing. I said, there's this fire here. I told him where, and I was like, I think you need to come home.
It's right next to the freeway. Very close to the freeway. And the road that goes into their neighborhood.
I think you need to come home. And not because we were going to evacuate, nothing like that.
No. Just like you might not be able to come home
and
later
he's
without
like,
going.
Wait, Will is that? And so I sent him more directions. He's like, those are terrible. I said, I know, but that's what she said on Nextdoor app.
Because at this point, like when a fire first starts, it takes forever for them to publish the first article or with a map or like...
Any helpful information. They even changed the name of the fire. So
they did.
They changed the name. And if you look up the old name, you get really old info. And if you look up the new name, it's more recent.
Rude.
I know,
they
right? They should have linked them. Anyway, so I told him again, and I said, I really think you should come home. And he's like, you know what, you're right. And he called me a few minutes later. He's like, I'm on my way home. The problem was that this was really close to the 91 freeway. Remember when I said the 91? If they shut down the toll roads, everyone has to take the 91? Mm-hmm. This was really close to the 91.
And it wasn't even the end of the workday yet. No. So it was just like...
No, this was like noonish.
This was just like people who don't have jobs, traffic that couldn't take toll roads.
And it's between us and his work. So I was like, you're going to have a problem. Because if they shut down the 91, and they've already shut down these other two, everybody and their grandmother is going to have to take either Ortega, which he can't take because it's on the wrong side, or they're going to have to go down and take like the 60. And then the 71, and the filer was also headed towards the 71. And so if they shut that down, then he'd have to go even further out and take like the 215.
I don't even know where you'd go. Yeah, you'd go like way up the 15 to the 215.
Exactly, and come back to the 91
over here. Come back up. Oh my gosh,
California. It would have been like a 7-hour drive.
He should have just slept at work, yeah.
So he came home, and he still had traffic, and he could see the filer, and he's like, holy crap. They stopped a train. I don't know why the train stopped. But they stopped the train literally underneath the fire. Like, it was feet from the fire.
Whatever.
Some houses were destroyed. I feel bad. But big, beautiful neighborhood. I was glued to the live stream because the flames were coming up and there were no firemen and people out there with their hoses, their little garden hoses, squirting at it. And it's like licking at the...
Fire season's a whole different time here, man.
It is crazy.
It doesn't even have to be hot. It just has to be windy. Windy is really one of the worst things for California.
And they couldn't fly the fixed wing planes because of the wind. Some of the helicopters were out. There was a big double Chinook.
People just don't know. Like, I don't know about tornadoes, but, like, people just must not know about fires either, though. Because, like, that's not something you'd even think about.
No. So he came home because of the traffic. The next day, he didn't go to work. He went with the bigger boss. They went shooting, and my son went. And that was off the 71. And they did shut down the 71. While he was there, they shut down the 71. So they had to take a...
Wiggly waggly back.
Yeah, because it did jump the freeway. But anyway, so we're completely fine, but it sucks.
Speaking of things that you don't think about, I saw a TikTok yesterday of stuff that I just didn't think about. Like, and I thought this would entertain you. Okay. First off, I just want to preface this by saying, if you don't know, I am terrified of space. I think space is just, it's too big. There's too many things you...
It's too spacious.
There's too many things you have to think about in order to go to space. And it always blows my mind when you watch the videos about the space stations or whatever, and they're like, yeah, so we have this problem, so we had to come up with this solution. You're like, did you think about that before the first people went up? Or was this like we got here and, okay, this is really uncomfortable, so the next time we need to fix this, right? It's just, it's weird, it's creepy, it's like, there's so much out there. I like just looking up at the sky and pretending it's just a wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's like, I think, just subconsciously what I'm consciously thinking.
You know what my problem is with space?
Constantly, not consciously thinking.
There's no, like, fail-safe. Like, it's my same issue with flying, except it's even worse. Like, you're in a car, it breaks down, you pull over, you're still alive, you're inconvenienced, whatever.
Sure.
You're flying an airplane, an engine cuts out. That's not good, but as long as it's only one engine, they can probably emergency land someplace.
Glide.
You have a chance of surviving. You're in space and something bad happens. It's not like you can walk outside and be like, hello. Like, you're gonna die. You
Apollo 13 scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, that was an excellent movie, but no.
So good, but that's just one of the many reasons space is just, we shouldn't go there.
No. Okay, continue with your TikTok.
TikTok was talking about the space station and how, something you wouldn't think about is that we have calluses on the bottom of our feet from walking around. Like, they're not necessarily bad, but it's thicker skin, right? Well, you don't walk around on the space station because it's zero gravity and you're floating everywhere or whatever. So soon after you get there, you start losing all the calluses on your feet, which means two things. Which means, one, that when you take off your socks, you have a bunch of dead skin that flies out of your...
into the consoles and blow up
and get all in your stuff and whatever. So they have vents that they take off their socks next to that sucks all the stuff in, and then they have to clean out the the filters every few weeks because of all the dead skin.
How do you clean out the filter? Do you like go outside and whap it?
It looked like it was a vacuum, but then like where do you vacuum it to?
And then why didn't you just vacuum your foot as you took the sock off? I need to know more than this.
I don't know. And then the second part of this is that when you get back home, it's uncomfortable to walk around because your foot is extra tender. But what's also interesting is you develop calluses on the top of your foot because they have a bunch of foot straps all over the station, and that's how you stay in your workstation is you hook your foot into these straps, and then that's how you stay wherever you're doing to do stuff. So bed and everything, it's strapped around the top of your foot. So you get calluses on the top of your feet, which I don't even understand what that would feel like. It just freaked me out. How long did it take them to figure that out? And then they're like,
I did not think you would lose calluses that fast. I mean, I don't know how long they did, but I'm just saying, I would have thought it would take 15 years to lose your calluses.
But then again, you're walking every day on your feet. I mean, it's like every day.
So that makes me think about 600-pound life. The people that have been bedridden for years, do they not have calluses? Is that painful when they do start walking?
Maybe that's why they have trouble walking, partially. I mean, obviously, it's other problems.
Yeah, I think the joints and the weight. And I mean, could you carry 500 and something pounds around? No.
I was carrying... Tyson needed his water bowl refilled in the living room, and it's actually a cat one, but it's a big water jug thing.
It's not one of those.
No, he's much bigger than what that would satisfy. It's a big water container thing, and so I fill it up in the bathtub because it doesn't fit in the sink, and I'm carrying it back into the thing, and I'm like, oh, I should weigh myself just to see how heavy this thing was. And it ended up being, it was like 30 or 40 pounds, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could gain this much weight if I got pregnant. And then I was holding it and walking around. I'm like, no, how could I survive? I couldn't walk around. I'd have to stay seated everywhere. I couldn't do this. This is so heavy.
Well, it's a gradual weight gain. I gained 40 pounds with both of you. It's a gradual weight gain, and you gradually take it back off.
40 was a lot.
It is. It's a lot.
I only weigh 103. So that's half of my weight.
Kind of. Because math.
We're fuzzy mathing. Okay, sorry. That was huge tangents that were not on the list.
Okay, my other one's super quick. We were not planning to go to the cabin this last weekend, but the internet went out Friday morning, and my husband figured out he thought it was probably a DNS server issue. I have no idea what that means. Do not shuffle
out. Oh,
server.
DNS.
Yeah, DNS. I
thought there was an O at the end for some reason.
There could be. I don't know. So we get up to the cabin. It takes him like 3 minutes, and it's fixed. And then Sunday, I'm stitching along, and he's like, the internet's out. And I'm like, dang. So I say, we'll just change the DNS settings again. And he looks at me, he's like, it's not that. And he spends all this time trying to figure out what it is. You know what it turned out to be? You'll never guess what it turned out to be.
What it turned out to be?
Because I told you.
Yep.
You will not believe this. I was shocked-faced.
Shooketh.
So apparently, at 3 a.m., some people down in the desert decided to dig up and remove 8 miles of cable.
Is there copper in the cable?
Apparently.
Okay.
Apparently. And
8 miles is a really...
Presumably they're going to sell it. I don't know to who or how, because I think it's suspicious face if you walk in with 8 miles of cable that's all dirty and you're like, hey.
I got some cable for you. And
even if they cut it into smaller chunks, like,
that's a formidable amount. That's
yeah. So
it must have been like a pipe
miles.
so they could like...
That's what I'm thinking. 8 miles of cable was removed at 3 a.m. And it was not on the provider we used. It was not the network, but I guess they piggyback onto the Frontier network, and it was Frontier's stuff that was removed.
Yeah.
And so the internet was down all day. It came up in the evening. It was supposed to come up at 10 at night, and it was really like, I don't know, 6 or 7. So they worked hard. They got it fixed. I mean, could you lay 8 miles of cable in an emergency alert situation? Just like all of a sudden, bam, we got to do it.
Right. How odd.
What's wrong with people?
So
do
weird.
not steal cable.
Gosh.
It affects people's
Every
internet.
episode, we're like, don't do that.
You know those people went home and they're like, dude, the internet's not working.
They're like, aw, man. Grab the wrong cable.
8 miles. Okay.
So weird.
People don't know. Hey Alexa, what's 8 miles in kilometers? It's kilometers, right?
8 miles is about 12.87 kilometers.
So almost 13 kilometers of cable.
Weird.
So,
My stuff. Can I just double check to make sure I know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, okay. I don't even really have a story for this. We took Lily on a walk with Tyson. Usually Hunter walks Lily and Jacob and I walk Tyson because it's really her dog, you know, but we get to enjoy the benefits of her cuteness.
Lily's the little one, Tyson's the big one.
But Jacob's like, well, like, let's try taking her. I'm like, okay, fine. So we took her, and she's just, as in the same way she is with everything else, she's just chaos. She would run full force forward until she hit the end of the leash and then do a flip around, turn around, and then she'd run under Tyson's feet and trip him and then try to sniff things and then run back to the front. Before she got to the front, she'd see a leaf she wanted and she'd turn around and pick up the leaf and then run and then drop the leaf and then leap into the street, so I'd have to pull her. Just, here's a little clip of what she's like.
Up, look at, she can't sprint. Okay, go down. Come on. See? Tantrum.
I thought she looked okay in that one.
That was after we were laughing for seriously 2 or 3 blocks. I mean, our neighbors probably thought we were psycho, but she was just nonstop energy. She couldn't decide what she wanted to do on this walk. She just wanted to do all the things.
I walked Taco in the mountains. He was good, except he kept running in front of Dad.
Yeah,
Watch out
Chihuahua-ish
for you.
dogs are really bad at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we went wakeboarding again. This time Jacob could go because he was off. And so, like, you know, I'm the flag girl, and I showed you wakeboarding last time, but I thought you'd be interested in seeing Jacob wakeboard since you met him a few weeks ago. And he also kind of took a hard fall at the end. So here is Jacob wakeboarding for the first time in at least 4 years. 5 years.
Go!
Somebody commented that they would like to see Mike again, my husband. And I appreciated that, but I don't know how to include him. So if you have any ideas, how would you like to see husbands?
Wakeboarding.
Mine will not wakeboard, I'm pretty sure.
Shucks.
But if you have an idea, because we did the husband tag, he asked me color questions. You guys did the husband tag with the fireman questions. Something else you want to see him do? I'd like to see him thread a needle, but we don't have anything close up enough to make that work, so.
No.
But anyway, if you think of something, let me know.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
No more. No more for you this
Send
week.
us your work in progresses.
Yep.
StitchingAtTheCabin@gmail.com. I will flag them. I will put them in my spinny wheel. And we will show at least one next week.
And happy Halloween.
Oh yeah, happy Halloween this weekend.
It's probably coming up on Halloween. This is a spooky special. But we didn't do anything spooky.
Is there Halloween in other countries, or is that just a U.S. thing?
That's a question for the people.
Do you have Halloween in other countries?
Or Google.
This is the ignorant American asking.
We're not taught about other countries.
Mm-hmm.
We're really basically just taught about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know. It's not
It's
that
not
we didn't pay
intentional.
attention. It's just we were never taught.
No, we don't know. Teach us, please.
Okay.
We like stuff. Bye, everybody.
Everything you
Oh,
need to know is
buddy.
in the comments
I called
below.
the birds everybody.
In the description below.